in Penthouse 3 for the next 5 or 6 days.
Mr. Depp, last week, Mr. Rottenborn showed you a video that was taken of yourself where you're slamming some cabinets. Do you recall that?
Yes, I do.
First of all, where are you in that video?
That's the kitchen at a house that I've on Sweetser that I've lived in since mid-90s.
And do you recall what you were upset about in that video?
Objection leading.
Overruled.
I don't recall, as I don't know the date of, there's no metadata that I'm aware of for that tape. Also, apparently looking for any metadata is impossible as it is
Your
now
Honor,
owned
beyond the
by...
scope of the
I'll
question.
sustain the objection. You want to ask the question
Mr.
again?
Depp, what do you remember, what, if anything, do you remember being upset about that resulted in what was seen in that video?
I can't recall if it was bad news about my mother's health. I can't recall if it was something to do with my former business managers, you know, finding out that they'd taken me for a very nasty ride. I don't recall exactly what it was about. What I do know is that it didn't have anything to do with her.
Objection beyond the scope of the question.
Overruled, I'll allow it. It's fine.
There was nothing between us before she entered that room. It was me alone.
Okay. Do you know where Ms. Heard was before she entered the room?
I assume that she was up in the, you know, she'd gotten out of bed and gotten dressed and come downstairs.
Mr. Depp, earlier today, Mr. Rottenborn played a recording where you can hear Ms. Heard seeming to claim that you put a cigarette out on her. Do you remember that?
I remember hearing that, yes.
I'd like to play you another recording, which is Plaintiff's Exhibit 365.
Okay.
And this is, for the record, an 11-second recording, so we'll be putting in the entire.
All right. Any objection to 365?
No, Your Honor.
All right, 365 in evidence.
Couch. 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 You give me one couch. I gave you 3 other couches. 2 couches. What do you want? Please? Please, give me couch.
What do you want?
Couch.
Couch, what do you want?
I want couch.
We don't have to see one.
I want couch. Agree, please, though. You said you agreed
Couch,
before we
agreed.
started talking. I want to stop fighting.
Have I been fighting?
Yes.
Your Honor, she said this was
Everything
11
you said has
seconds.
been nasty and provoking and mean-spirited.
Not you.
And no, I'm not saying
it's
that.
45.
You asked.
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry, I think I misspoke. I may have been 45. I may have misremembered.
She said
It's
it was
a.
11 seconds long, and that went way longer.
I apologize. I misremembered.
All right, it's in evidence.
It may help if could we ask them to move the media player so we can see it too, because we just have a blank screen, so.
Okay, it's
Well,
45
that's just
seconds.
probably because we didn't publish it. There you go. Okay. Okay.
Can we play that? Thank you.
Couch. 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 You give me one couch. I gave you 3 other couches. 2 couches. What do you want? Please? Please, give me couch.
What do you want?
Couch.
Couch, what do you want?
I want couch.
We don't have to see one.
I want couch.
Couch.
Agree, please, though. You said you agreed
Couch,
before we
agreed.
started talking. I want to stop fighting.
Have I been fighting?
Yes. Everything you've said has been nasty and provoking and mean-spirited.
Not you.
And no, I'm not saying that. You asked me yours. By the way, you just threw a fucking cigarette on me.
Mr. Depp, do you recognize what's in that recording?
Do I recognize what's in the recording?
Yes.
Seems pretty clear that she's ordering me to the couch. And I didn't want to go through with any, again, avoiding confrontation, trying to avoid confrontation in any way. I can certainly say that without hesitation, there is no way under the sun that I would flick a cigarette at her or burn her with a cigarette. If I flicked ashes and an ash got on her, but she's certainly not screaming out in pain as if a cigarette is being put out on her. That's ludicrous.
Do you recall the situation that's reflected in that audio recording?
I believe that's Montreal, Toronto, which was right after the Venice Film Festival. We were at the Toronto Film Festival.
Mr. Depp, I'd like to ask you about a couple text messages from May 22nd, 2016 that Mr. Rottenborn asked you about earlier.
Yes.
And before I do, could you please remind the jury what was going on between you and Ms. Heard on May 22nd, 2016?
On May 22nd, on May 21st, I hadn't seen her since the 22nd of April, her birthday, which was when I left at 4:30 in the morning. I believe,
Objection, Your Honor. This is cumulative. He's already gone through all of this in his direct examination, and she asked him what was happening on May 22nd, and he's getting into what happened on May 21st. We've already been through this.
I believe that he's providing context for where they
I think
were
we
on the
can- we can
22nd,
go to
but
the 22nd.
if you could, Mr. Depp, please explain where you were on the 22nd of May in 2016.
as far as I can remember, on May 22nd, 2016, I was preparing to leave for New York for rehearsals and then a tour with the Hollywood Vampires. I was either preparing to leave or I had left.
Could we please pull up Defendant's Exhibit 736, please? And do you recall sending this text message to Ms. Heard on May 22nd, 2016 at 6:19 p.m.?
Yes, I do.
What did you mean when you told her nothing I have to say to you should elicit anything but a sense of ease?
It was essentially, for me, I was bringing up what I'd spoken to her about before, which was a peaceful resolution to the problems, a peaceful resolution in terms of a peaceful and private and quiet and calm divorce. And so that's why I say it shouldn't elicit anything but a sense of ease, because it was not about, I didn't want to argue. I didn't want anything but to end the marriage in the kindest way possible. for all, her family, my family, her myself, etc.
And what did you mean when you said all my love and profound apologies?
Profound apologies is that it just didn't work. We just could not work. There was no way. And I had to try to put a peaceful end, a peaceful stop to the endless opportunities for these constant arguments. If I didn't put a stop to it, then, I mean, if I didn't try to put a peaceful stop to it, a peaceful end to it, then if you don't stop it yourself, it'll stop you. It'll stop you, and you don't know what that could be, but it was horrific, and I wanted her out of it, and I wanted out of it. No one deserves to live like that. No one deserves to live like that. Not her, not me, not anyone. So I just wanted a smooth exit for both of us. That's all I was looking for.
Mr. Depp, last week, Mr. Rottenborn played a clip from an audio recording where Miss Heard told you that you